Hey, what's up, folks? This is Jesse with Keeping It Real Finance, channel that always has your back and tells it like it is. Well, today's video is all about how we have now entered Uptober in the crypto markets. So I thought this was a fantastic time to kind of recap a little bit on what's going on and why this is considered Uptober. So there's some huge news, there's some big time metrics. There's a lot happening, and when you add it all up, you can see why people, including myself, are so bullish in the current market. So I gotta say, anybody who thought the bull market was over, they are way off, all right? And I'm gonna prove it to you in this video. So, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit the like button. If this is your first time to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And if you have not clicked the bell yet, if you click the bell, that'll make you aware whenever I post time-sensitive content just like this. And now, let's get it going. So, we all woke up today to October 1st. Here in the US, it's kicking off fall. There's a little bit of chill in the air. It's a great thing. People feel rejuvenated. And with that, we have got a lot happening in crypto, okay? So we're gonna kick off the video first with some news. So here we go. The first piece of news came from the courtesy of Chairman Powell of the Federal Reserve in a hearing on Capitol Hill, being asked if it was his intention to ban or limit cryptocurrencies. So in context, Powell had been previously quoted as saying, you wouldn't need stablecoins, you wouldn't need cryptocurrencies if you had a digital US currency. So that statement right there is bearish, right? He's then asked in this hearing, Mr. Chairman, is it your intent to ban or limit cryptocurrencies like we're seeing in China? Powell's answer, no. If he said that, he misspoke. Big news, right? Now, he did say that he thinks stablecoins are like money market funds and are currently outside the regulatory perimeter, and it's appropriate that they be regulated, all right? Which is exactly what the market needs, and I couldn't agree more. If you see my videos on Tether, there's lots of stories on Tether, lots of concerns with it, etc. But it's not just Tether, there's others out there as well. And we need some regulation on the stablecoins. That's what he's saying, right? So, the bottom line here though, the US has no intention to ban crypto, and regulation may be coming for stablecoins. Both bullish pieces of news, right? Really bullish. Next, we have a tweet by Frank Chaparro stating that the funding market for crypto firms continues to heat up, all right? Now, specifically, we're talking about those centralized exchanges. So he says, sources tell me that the exchange Gemini could soon close a round that values the firm at roughly $7 billion, all right? Meanwhile, Binance US is poised to be valued at $3.7 billion, while investors say Binance itself could raise at valuation as high as $300 billion. Wow, right? Massive. So those valuations are absolutely enormous, and they're only continuing to grow, right? Then, we also had a tweet from the president of El Salvador, right? And in this tweet, he says 2.73 million people are already using Shiva Wallet, with 180 new users every minute, and $1 million in remittances being received every day. So that's big time news, right? So even though they lit that proverbial ATM on fire, which happened, I'm not sure if everyone's seen that video. It's on Twitter. Yep, they lit the Bitcoin ATM on fire, right? Got it. Adoption in El Salvador, where Bitcoin is legal tender, continues to rise and increase, okay? So a couple bumps in the road up front, but adoption is continuing to happen. Big deal. So that's some big time news. Now, let's talk about metrics. So in a post by Will Clement, he says, the floor was set, but most didn't believe it, all right? He's talking about Bitcoin. My on-chain floor model rising daily, now above 39,000 per Bitcoin. He then cited a post that he had made on September 25th, which said, Bitcoin floor has been set with large bids across all major exchanges. That's huge, right? Bitcoin came within 1,300 of my on-chain floor model and is still 148,000 from my top model. Okay? Do we trade a few thousand lower? I couldn't care less. The asymmetry of being long over the next few months is huge. That's a drop the mic. I mean, wow. Talk about some profound statements in that post. So we're 148 from his top? Like, what? I mean, just crazy, you know? And he's modeling the floor. So, big time post right there by Will Clement. If you don't follow him on Twitter, highly recommend following him. Highly intelligent. He's one of these guys that is just a gift to the whole market of crypto. Really good, right? Now, we also then had a post earlier this morning from Plan B. Plan B, for those who don't know, is the author of the stock to flow model on Bitcoin, which basically predicts the future value of Bitcoin, modeling it like a finite commodity. All right. So now, in this post, Plan B says August close greater than 47K. Check. September close greater than 43K. Check. Next targets, October greater than 63K, November greater than 98K, December greater than 135K. So that's $135,000. Whoa. That's a 3x on Bitcoin from here, okay? Now that's another drop the mic. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. Now, I do remember a few months back when we were in that temporary downturn from, what was it, March, April, May, something like that, June. And I remember a lot of people at that time were starting to doubt Plan B. They were calling stock to flow wrong, inaccurate, that he can't predict the future, et cetera, right? The reality, though, was at the end of that lull, there was a supply shock. Okay, with Bitcoin that made it start moving again. This is one of the things that I even kind of realized, because at the time I was like, you know, I still believe Plan B, But I was like, I don't know, maybe the model does need adjustment. Well, what ultimately happened was that supply shock happened. There wasn't any Bitcoin, so the price went up, right? Now, Plan B has stated many times that the model cannot account for black swan events. So think of something like COVID. It can't really account for that, right? But overall, as a whole and long term, when you zoom out, stock to flow is absolutely accurate, okay? Then, we also had a repost from Charlie Bilello, which I have shared this chart before, but is worth re-mentioning, which shows that Bitcoin is the greatest performing asset of the last 10 years, returning over 200% a year on average, which absolutely annihilates all other assets, right? Now, the big reason why this is important is that so far this year, it's only delivered 49%. Now, if you look at the chart, you can see that the halving schedules occur, and basically it posts 3 years of gains followed by 1 year of loss, all right? Now, what all this means is that Bitcoin has significant room to run to meet and exceed the 301% posted in 2020, right? So the third year of the cycle is always the peak, or, you know, it could be considered the fourth year, I guess, is the peak, right? So because it's only at 49% now, and last year it did 300%, we know it's probably most likely gonna exceed that, right? It's gonna exceed that 300%. So I see a massive Bitcoin run coming, all right? Fourth quarter, this is where we just entered, right? Uptober. Now, lastly, I went to check on Holger's rainbow chart that is located at blockchaincenter.net. Highly recommend you checking that out if you haven't seen it yet. Now, what's important here is that if you look at the chart for where we're currently at, it strongly resembles the Bitcoin chart of 2013 to roughly 2014. Now, what this means is that Plan B's stock to flow predictions for the fourth quarter would strongly correlate with the peak visible in 2014, right? It also means that the current price of Bitcoin, which is up significantly today, is still within the, quote, still cheap / hodl category, meaning that it's an opportunity to acquire more, right? So, to recap our video, we are firmly in Uptober now, right? So what it means by all indications is, first of all, that Bitcoin is going to have a significant run, that altcoins are going to have a significant run. This is the mythical altcoin season with the Lucky Charms guy and the unicorn and all of those magical creatures come out. That's on the horizon, right? It means that everyone who said that the bull run was over have not been following the news or the metrics. And if you follow anybody like this, they really don't know what they're talking about. You gotta follow the people that know what's going on. Plan B, as I said, Will Clement, some of these other ones that are out there, are really good at analyzing the data. Those people are assets to the crypto market, and I highly recommend you follow them, whether it be on Twitter, YouTube, wherever. They know what they're talking about. And so when you combine all of the information, it all comes together. But there are people out there that are trying to tell you everything's over so that you sell everything, and guess who's going to buy? Well, they're probably going to buy, right? So it also means that we're just getting started and heading for a new peak with new all-time highs, right? So in that rainbow chart, we were kind of in that little dip, which means the big run is coming, right? Now, it's also important to be mindful of the blow off top, which will ultimately happen, right? But if you look back at Plan B's predictions, he's got the 135,000 prediction for December. So could it be coming in early 2022, the blow off top? Yes, it could. So you got to be mindful of that, especially depending on, whatever your strategy is, if you're long-term, whatever, if you're going to hold through the next dip, if you're going to sell, whatever you want to do. But the thing to be mindful of is Plan B is still predicting 135,000 greater than Bitcoin price for December, okay? So the bottom line here is we are firmly in Uptober. It's exciting. I am stoked. All of the news is bullish. I'm bullish. There's a ton of great projects out there. There's a lot of things that have been at a discount, a lot of opportunity, a lot going on. It's a great time to be a crypto investor. All right, so that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. Don't forget that you can also find me on Twitter at KIR Finance, where I'm tweeting and retweeting on a regular basis. Check me out there. And for a friendly reminder, this is Jesse with Keeping It Real Finance, channel that always has your back and tells it like it is. And I will see you on the next one. Later.